We all have played those insanely popular games, but there are a lot of amazing games that got lost in between all the big franchises. This video features a list of 10 best games that didn't get the recognition they deserved. The ones that I have mentioned in this video are available on multiple platforms, so feel free to choose which game you want to play next. Now, without further ado, let's look at the first game on my list.
Number 10 is Mad Max. I'm sure everyone knows about Mad Max franchise. The movies are pure gems. Sadly, this 2015 game is the closest we can get to experience the thrilling world of Mad Max. The post-apocalyptic world of the game explores the original depth of the series brilliantly. There's a decent amount of hand-to-hand combat, crashing cars, and ground battles. The game takes place during the end of times and gives the players an opportunity to explore an insanely big map. Just like in the movies, there are a lot of weird and funny characters, and the game also follows the canon story events. You will see dismembered corpses wherever you go, which explains the brutality of this game. The best highlights of Mad Max are the open world and driving. The game is also dirt cheap, means you will easily be able to afford the game. I personally liked the upgrade system as well.
Number 9, Sunset Overdrive. What can I say? Sunset Overdrive deserves a lot of appreciation as the game is also made by the well-known company Insomniac. Low-key, I really wish for a remake or a sequel of this game. Sunset Overdrive perfectly blends third-person action, goofy humor, and traversal mechanics. You may even feel the presence of parkour in this game. Sunset Overdrive kind of got lost between the popularity of the company, as most of us only know Insomniac for Spider-Man and Ratchet & Clank series. You will also see several video game references in a funny way that makes the overall gameplay really engaging. This game may not be for everyone, but it's the best one if you'd like to take a break from all the serious, hardcore RPG games. The highlight is the traversal mechanics. Some fourth-wall breaking moments are also presented in the game. Sunset Overdrive is a true gem and worthy of a lot of appreciation.
Number 8, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. If you closely remember, Shadow of War was highly criticized because of its microtransaction, which had no place in the game. But after all the patches and upgrades, we have gotten one of the best sequels to the original Shadow of Mordor. If it wasn't for the initial release problems, then surely this fantasy RPG would have made its name in the fans of the series, just like Shadow of Mordor. Nevertheless, the combination of stealth and action combat takes things to the next level. The progression in the game is very well executed, and upgrades are satisfying and balanced. There's a lot of stuff to do in the game even after finishing the main storyline. Well-acted cutscenes and amazing graphical touches. Even after almost being a decade-old game, Shadow of War still manages to put some of the new ones to shame. The game provides tons of extra hours content, such as side quests and collectibles, and the combat shares a similarity to the Batman games. Just try it and you'll be hooked.
Number 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza series is insanely popular, especially in Japan because of the overall combat, characters, and the extra side stuff that you can do in the game. Most of us only know about Yakuza 0 and tend to forget the recent releases from the series. You don't have to play any of the previous Yakuza titles to understand and follow with this one. Everything is brand new in this game, which can also be a cause of its downfall, as fans will not see Kazuma Kiryu and the other original characters. Nevertheless, the newly introduced turn-based combat, the fantastic story, and the availability of side stuff such as fight towers, minigames, karaoke, sub-stories make the experience awesome. You will never be bored in this game, and will always find yourself doing something else besides the main story, which in fact is a highlight feature of all the Yakuza games. Also, if you have played this one, then I suggest checking out the recent game, Yakuza: The Man Who Erased His Name. And by the way, I am literally completing every game in this series right now, and it is a blast, one of the best stories and characters in gaming. In case you haven't played a single one, then you gotta start with Yakuza 0 and make your way through the series. It's a lifetime experience.
Number 6, Rage 2. The fast-paced action combat in this game will surely get your blood pumping. Despite having a straightforward story, the open-world environment is stunning to experience, and driving a vehicle feels super satisfying. Rage 2 is a lot better than its prequel in so many ways, such as the overall FPS gameplay, which could even rival Borderlands 3, graphics and atmosphere, and much more. The reviews and sales could have been so much better if only this game had a multiplayer mode. You may consider Rage 2 as a game with worst reviews or bugs and glitches, but even so, it still manages to be a great choice if you have played the major post-apocalyptic games. Personally, I got bored quickly, just after a few hours.
You may feel that the game is awesome in the first 4 to 5 hours, but after that, it starts to downgrade. Anyways, if you like what you have seen so far, then go ahead and play the game. Number 5. Evil Within 2. One of the best horror and monster game of recent years. The graphics in this game are simply stunning, and the environment gives a psychological sense of horror. Evil Within 2 is nothing like Alan Wake 2, and is so much better than its prequel. The horror element is not that good, but only because it's more of an open-world game. The major highlights are the villains and the monsters. Even if the environment doesn't give you a horror feeling, then surely the monsters and soundtracks will. Unlike the previous game, this time the game gives you a complete survival feeling by including upgrades, healing items, and new difficulties or powers after certain progression. Evil Within 2 is enjoyable and far less repetitive than the original. Your character will get more and more stronger as the events progress, and will give you a feeling of powerful protagonist, rather than being at the mercy of villains and environment. Number 4. Bully. Bully is a game that highly deserves a remaster. The amount of fun you can have in this game is mind-blowing. The whole point of the game is to prank others, attend classes, messing with other students, and in the end, rule the whole school. The game gives you a main character who is not so obedient and just do whatever comes to his mind. There is also an option to have fun with the other girls in the school, if you get what I mean. This open-world game gives you complete freedom to roam around the entire city. It's kinda like GTA, but with no violence and guns. Bully is also a highly underrated game. I would recommend trying it out if you're in a mood for some fun and wants that nostalgia feeling. You can make your wildest high school dreams come true in this game. Number 2. Dragon's Dogma. I know that a lot of you will comment that this game doesn't deserve to be added in this list, much less on number 2. But hey, what we need to consider is that we have only gotten a sequel, and there are still a wider audience that haven't played the first one. Even I played the first part just the last year. Tell you what, if there are only 3 games that I want you to play from this list, then it'll be Sunset Overdrive, Dragon's Dogma, and the one that I mentioned on number 1. Dragon's Dogma is a series capable of rivaling even the popular role-playing games. The only downside was the time of release of the game. That's why most of us don't know about this game, as the graphics are slightly low quality. If we take out the graphics and story from The Witcher 3, then everything else will easily be comparable to Dragon's Dogma. The exploration and killing monsters are highly rewarding in this game, not to mention the weapons and the customizations. If you're someone who have played the original Dragon's Dogma, then comment down below the plus points so others can enjoy as well. There's also 10 hours long DLC with insanely difficult enemies. So here we go. The number 1 game on my list is Okami. I don't think anyone here knows about this game, but if you do, then mad respect for you. Okami is one of the finest PlayStation 2 games of all time with a breathtaking art design. The game is literally a definition of story and art style. If only it wasn't for the bad time of release, then this game would have been so much popular. Okami lost its limelight between other famous games of its time. The traditional Japanese environment and the brush technique makes Okami a standout game. You may feel low-quality visuals or graphics compared to modern fantasy games, but if you can bear with it, then you will surely thank me for recommending you guys this purely underrated gem.